everyone, it's podcast time again, me again. As you know, we're doing one of these every month, and we've got another resident for you, really interesting person. And unlike all of the others that we've had so far, this lady is relatively new to Stone. Not ever so new, but relatively new, so we've got lots to find out. Now, before I introduce you to her, I want to thank you again for watching all the podcasts. We really appreciate it. We are getting hundreds of plays every month, so lots of you are hopefully enjoying it. Be nice to see a few more comments, and also if you could. So far, I've only had conversations with people that I know in Stone. It would be nice to find some people that I don't know, and if anyone has any suggestions, that anyone that would like to do this, be a guest, I'm open to that, so just, message me and maybe we can arrange something. But anyway, this month, this is the August podcast, we've got a lady who is a therapist. Now, therapy isn't my subject, so we're going to find out what sort of therapy that is, and you might decide that I could do with some therapy, I don't know, but we'll find out. You may have seen this lady walking her gorgeous cavapoo or cockapoo, I'm not sure, we'll find out about that as well. But I'd like to introduce you to Julie Saunders. Julie.
Hello.
Thanks for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Is it a cockapoo or cavapoo?
She's a cockapoo.
A cockapoo, right.
Yeah.
You have told, I forgot.
That's okay.
But she's gorgeous.
Thank you, she's cute.
Yes. Now, you're relatively new to Stone.
Indeed, yes.
How long have you been here?
I've been in Stone for 3 years now.
3 years?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Now, that's quite new.
It is.
A lot of us oldies have been here a long time. And why Stone? Why did you settle in Stone?
Well, we was hoping to come into Stone several years ago, quite a few years ago, and we was looking to buy a plot of land in one of the roads off of Main Road.
Oh, right.
And we put planning permission in that got through out 3 times, so we didn't go no further with that, so we settled somewhere else. But we wanted to come back into the area, and we was looking around and saw that house that we've now got, and we just fell in love. And the area, we knew the area because we'd probably previously fallen in love with it already.
Right, and where were you when you wanted to come to Stone?
Originally, yeah, well, we was living in Mayland at the time, but that's not where I grew up.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Enfield, North London.
Oh, I know Enfield, yeah.
Yes, so I grew up there, and then when I got married, moved to Edmonton.
Right.
And then we moved out to Mayland when my girls were 6 and 8.
Right, okay, 6 and 8.
Yeah.
I had 2 girls who were 6 and 8 once. A long time ago.
It was a long time ago for mine as well.
Yeah, Enfield for me holds some memories because I had a cousin who lived there, and when my mother went into hospital once for something or other, and I was farmed out to Enfield, and I got to know Enfield well. And there were lots of stations. I was quite young, and we used to go with my cousin. We used to go train spotting.
Oh yes,
Enfield Town.
That's right. Yeah.
Gordon Hill.
Yes, yeah.
The Chase, not the Chase.
Yeah, there's one at the Chase.
The Chase. Yeah. So Enfield means something to me.
Oh, lovely. That's nice.
Lovely. Yes. Yeah. So why Stone? Because Stone's very different to almost everywhere else, isn't it? Yeah.
I think I just loved the fact that it was just so tranquil. Growing up in North London, I mean, when I grew up, it was a good few years ago, so it's not the same as what it was back then. So it's a lot more busier now. But even just coming out of the city as such, town, because it was sort of a town then, but it was just brought some inner peace. Just it's just such a lovely, peaceful area, and it's very tranquil. People are wonderful. Yeah. People are so, they're so pleased to see you. It's really nice. And everyone says hello to you, and I love the fact that it's a dog-friendly community. There's lots of dogs everywhere. I really love that.
Yeah, so everyone has a dog.
Yes,
they do. Yeah. I think if people are happier in the disposition of where they live, they're more likely to sort of chat when they meet you.
Absolutely.
No, I agree. Everyone does. They you end up knowing everybody in the village.
Yes. Well, where we lived before we come, we lived in Tiptree for about 10 years before we came here. And I was working full time at the time, and say my children were adults, so I wasn't going to the school. We were there 10 years, and all I knew was my neighbours either side. I didn't know anybody.
Really?
Nobody said hello to you. Didn't know anybody. And then we came here, and within the first year of living in Stone, I knew more people, and people spoke to you like every day. You saw them. It was just completely, Tiptree's not that far away.
No.
But it was completely different, and it was just so lovely. And it was just
really
so
strange. I suppose the area attracts a certain type of person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you weren't coming here for sailing?
No,
a lot of people do.
No, we're not sailors. No, we were just coming because we like the area. We just like, the air is nice and clean. The people are friendly. It's just lovely, just really nice.
Yeah. And when you say to people who don't know this, I live in Essex, they don't know anything about this, do they?
No, I don't. They don't. No, I don't. And I don't actually tell them. I just say I live. If I say I live in St Lawrence, they say, "Oh, where's that?" I just say, "Oh, it's between Morden and Burnham," and that's what I say.
But you wouldn't like it.
No, you wouldn't like to come. No.
We were talking to one of the other podcasts. I think it was Steve, and we were talking about the difference between how you like the town you live in and how you like the places that you want to go to, and they're two different things, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
We don't largely want Stone to be the sort of place people want to come to.
No.
Because then we'd have an influx of people every sort of Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that brings its own problems, doesn't it?
Yes, that's right, yeah. So, brilliant. So, where to next, or are you staying here?
I hope I'm staying. I really love it. I think my husband, he goes out to work a lot more than me. I do work obviously, but he goes out and travels down into London an awful lot. So he then has the problems of like, oh, it's such a long journey. But when he's here and he hasn't got to do that journey, he loves it.
Yeah.
I think it's just the driving that's just like, oh, I've got to go to work, but yeah.
Yeah. The awkward thing is, if you leave to go to London too late, you spend almost all morning in traffic.
Absolutely.
I used to do that, and I'd leave at 4:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Get up there, and then you could do some work.
Yeah.
But that was always it was worth that to live here.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, once he gets home, he's like, he loves it. It's just that it's the journey that sort of puts him off. But
so it's good for marriages as well, too.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Great. So, Julie Saunders, I've introduced you as a therapist.
Yes.
One of my daughters is a therapist, so I think I told you that before.
Yes.
But there's all sorts of therapists, aren't there?
There are indeed, yes.
What is your sort of therapist?
Well, I'm a complementary therapist, so I'm also a registered nurse. So the complementary therapy just sits side by side with medicine. So as the name suggests, it's complementary to medicine, and it's not a replacement for having any medicines. It's to go alongside the medicines that you take, if you take any.
Right.
Yeah. And the complementary therapy title covers a wide range of actual therapies.
Right.
So people don't often realise that they come under that bracket when I say what I do. So it covers things like massage, and it covers Indian head massage or reflexology, and a wide range of other topics as well.
Right. If those are all words I've heard.
Yes.
They don't mean much to me. But I think, is it true that maybe if you talk to a man about those words, they're different than if you talk to a woman? Because women seem to know all those things, don't they?
Some do, and some don't. I think some women, they've heard of things like massage, they've heard of that, or facials. I don't do facials. I do facial massages and facial treatments, but not facials. So women have heard of that sort of thing, and don't often realise that they come under the complementary therapy bracket. So I tend to just explain a little bit about what I do and the fact that it's there to help them with different things that are going on in their body, rather than just a relaxation treatment.
But is it that women are more interested in looking after their bodies than men?
I think so. I think they're more... the ones that, the ladies that I come across are more in tune with their bodies and realise that they have to keep themselves, it's very difficult. It's a very fine line, because obviously life gets busy, and as a mum, or you know, or if you've got a career, your life can take over. You've been engulfed within those situations, and quite right.
Yeah.
So although people think about it or know a little bit about it, they don't always have the time to do that. So I feel that it's a bit of a juggling
time thing, isn't it? Because
yeah.
would your complementary medicine go into sort of areas like meditation?
I don't do meditation, don't teach it, don't do it for people. That's something that I'm interested in, and I do a little bit of myself, but I don't have any training in that to give to somebody else. But I think meditation is a very good thing to do, and it has its place for sure.
You do?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay. But people said that it's good for you, but
yeah.
I've never found any time to do it.
Well, that's the thing, that's when you most need it.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. So,
yeah.
maybe I should do it. So, complementary medicine.
Yes, complementary therapy is.
And tell us a bit about that. So, what the all different things you do to people?
Yes.
Do you assess somebody?
Yes, when they come to me, I give them a consultation, so it'll be a free consultation, and it incorporates their, you know, if they're taking any medications, their lifestyle habits, their sleep habits, if they're a carer, or you know, if they've got children, and I then discuss anything that comes up within that consultation period, and then I give them a few options if they're open to that, and then we discuss that, you know, if anything comes up, and then we you know, do the treatment for them.
But if we just backtrack a bit, why do they come to you in the first place? There's something wrong, like the same as if they go to a doctor.
Not necessarily, because I can't diagnose anybody. I don't give them anything to sort of go home with as such. They have a treatment, and it's more about relaxing their body and their mind. Reflexology is slightly different, because I can work on areas from the soles of their feet, and it goes all over their body. So I can't diagnose, or I can't guarantee that they're going to be feeling better, because I can't do that. But generally they come and they have their treatment, they feel more relaxed, and sometimes they even fall asleep. And it's the sleep.
Really?
When you go to sleep, your body heals faster. So that's a natural process. So they go to sleep and they wake up and apologise for snoring, and I'm like, no, that's a great great compliment. If you're snoring, that means I'm doing my job right.
Right. Should people snore?
Not necessarily. No, but I always say to my ladies that come that this is their time. So if they want to talk and talk the whole way through their treatment, then that's absolutely fine, because that's what they need. If they want to completely zone out and fall asleep, then that's also what they need.
Oh wow!
So
right.
I'm led by them during the treatment. I do the treatment they've come for.
Yeah.
But if they
while they're asleep.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't stop. I just carry on. Yeah. Yeah. So some people come because they need to offload.
Yeah.
So they talk the whole way through. I have to say that's a minimum amount of people. Most people just completely shut off, but I'm led by them. So if they sleep, then I don't talk unless I have to, and then if they talk away, I will answer.
Yeah. My daughter Helen, her therapy is for post-trauma. So that's a different type of therapy, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
But I did ask her once, who needs therapy, Helen? And thinking what portion of our community, our society, really needs treatment. She said, everybody does.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Would you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that not just because it's your business. You think,
they can go wherever they need to go.
So everybody has something that they could benefit from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like I said to you, even if it's the case they just go to sleep, that's benefiting them, because they're falling asleep and their body's doing its natural thing by repairing their body. So even if it's just that, if they can go out in nature, that's great for them. They don't have to go and pay somebody to go and get some benefits, because being out in nature is a therapy in itself.
Right.
So I just feel that it's about, everybody will benefit some way or other by having something. It doesn't have to be through me, it can be through anybody, as long as it's about self-love, self-time, having that cut-off time.
Yeah.
And I feel that, some people, some therapists go around people's houses, which is great, that works for them. I don't. And I feel that I like to have the control of the environment that my clients come into, so that by them coming to me, I can control the temperature of the room, the music, the noise, the ambience of the room, and it allows my ladies to switch off that bit more, because if you're in your home setting, you know, is the phone going to ring? You know, is someone going to knock on the door? You know,
demands on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Or children from
yeah.
another room, or a dog or a cat or what have you. So there is places for everything, and I think at the end of the day, if that person just gets some time where they shut off and they can relax, that will all benefit their body completely, the body and their mind.
This is new to me because I don't know that I've relaxed very much in my life at all. But if everybody did manage to relax and just fall asleep, and would we sort of suffer with our productivity? I mean, do we not need stress?
You need stress.
Yeah.
You need stress to get yourself up in the morning. That's just a natural type of stress. And also when you think about when you're crossing the road, you've got to have some level of stress to make you safe. Because although we do it naturally now as children, they don't have the fear, they don't have the stress. But once you learn that if you walk out into the road and you don't look where you're going,
you've got to be alert all the time.
Yeah, so you have to have that level of stress within your body to keep you safe, and that's your fight and flight system coming in. You have to have a certain level to keep you going, to keep you aware, to keep you safe.
Yeah.
But when that tips over into a different level, that stress can impact on your mental health. It actually impact on your body, because if you have your stress hormones, your cortisol levels will impact on your other hormones within your body, which then obviously puts things into different perspective, and things start to become less favourable within the body.
Right.
But
so we should be able to control it. Be alert enough to be able to cross the road without getting run over, but then get home and know to relax, turn off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Turn off from work. I mean, how do you do that? I ran a business all my life.
Yeah.
I never turned off.
No. So, and I think, you know, as you get older, the stress levels, if you have chronic stress levels, chronic just means long term. If you have long term stress levels, then your body is under that stress factor. Your cortisol levels, your stress hormones are high, which is not a benefit for you.
That's not good.
Long term for you now.
Right. I recently had some minor surgeries for my hands. Okay, carpal tunnel surgery.
Yes.
And I met the surgeon, great surgeon at Southend, and shook hands with him. And then he sat down, and he knew the condition I had to have treated. But he then went into a detailed account of what was wrong with my thumb, which was nothing to do with the surgery. He knew. So, do you know what's wrong with me?
No.
When you meet people, are you sort of secret or automatically assessing them?
Not generally, not because, you know, as in my career as a nurse, it's almost like you have a different switch in your brain. You switch from roles, you put your different hat on, for example.
Oh, right, okay.
So when I meet people, if I'm not working, I don't tend to think that way.
You're not.
Unless it's
You're not just trying to make me feel comfortable.
no, unless, you know, it's something was obviously wrong with that person. For example, if they were highly stressed and anxious, I would obviously be very aware of that, and I would be obviously, you know, softly saying, is there anything I can help you with, you know, not that I'm going to treat them obviously, but they just might need someone to, if they say for instance they're lost, for example, you wouldn't let somebody in that mindset, you know, wander around. You'd help them, and that's a natural thing. I don't think that I'm the only person that would do that in that circumstance. You'd help somebody, but generally I don't wear that hat when I'm out and about. I only wear that hat
because you know how to turn off.
Yeah. Not always, because obviously with, you know, I love learning, so if something will pop up, or I hear something on a podcast, or I read an article or something, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting, then I tend to go down a rabbit hole looking at that, and then that's a stress level, because I'm thinking, oh, that'd be really nice, but then I'm like, well, how can I do that, because I'm doing this and this and this. And it comes back down to time. So I don't say I relax as well as I should, but I do go and have other treatments with other therapists to help me.
Can you apply self-therapy?
You can do self-healing, yes.
Yeah,
you can do self-reiki. I could sort of, you know, if I've got a problem with my knee, for example, I could be able to sort of do a bit of lymph drainage massage on it, or a massage, or those sorts of things. And I also have a device at home that would help with pain management as well, which is, I haven't brought it today, but you can use that, that fits all over your body, so I can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You have brought a few bits and pieces.
I have.
So that we can sort of maybe understand a bit more.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you want to show some of these things?
Okay, so first of all, I have, it's in its packet still, this is a Thai compress ball. Okay, so this is part of my navel candling treatment, and I have a navel candle here with me here as well. So this is the navel candle.
Right.
So navel candling
Can I feel that?
You can, it's hard.
Is it it's not a tactile thing, is it?
No, it's hard. It's quite hard because it's got inside there, you've got all like herbs and plants and stuff like that. It's jam-packed within that. So that gets softened in water, warm water, for an hour before the lady comes round. So that it's a lot more softer when they come round and more pliable. I then put it in a steamer for half an hour, so it gets really, really hot. So once it's cooled down, 'cause it's too hot to touch at that point. So once it's cooled down a little bit, this is just for the abdominal area. So I'd massage them while this is cooling down with essential oils, and then I would use this to complement the massage on the abdominal area.
So you put that on the tummy?
On the tummy, and I just move it around, applying a little bit of pressure.
Right.
And you do that around, and you're massaging the abdomen area with that. And then the benefit from that is it's warm, it's applying the warmth to the muscles and the organs down in the abdomen area, but also has the herbs and plants, so you're getting the essences from the plants that are inside the ball coming out as well.
So that's passing into the body?
Passes into the body through the skin,
Right.
And then once you...
And it's warm when you do that?
It's warm,
yeah.
So it's warm, so it's very soothing and helps to relax the muscles, because the abdominal muscles actually help to support the back muscles as well. So if you're relaxing all the muscles in the abdominal area, that will have a knock-on effect on the muscles of the back, so it will help to soothe them. But it's generally just a nice well-being treatment as well, so you get the benefit from the essential oils that are used, the herbs and the plants that are actually in the ball as well, and the warmth and everything else. But
how long do you do that particular massage for?
The navel candling is a sequence of several different aspects of that treatment. The actual treatment lasts 60 minutes, but the abdominal massage with the essential oils initially is 7 to 10 minutes. This is going to be 7 to 10 minutes. Then you'd put like an abdominal mask, so a bit like what the ladies will put on their faces. That gets put onto the tummy area as well. And that
Men don't put it on their faces?
Possibly do. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. And then that has its place because that has essential oils and stuff like that in it, and that stays on the tummy for 10 minutes, and then I would then massage the hands or feet, whatever the client wanted. So that then comes off, and then we use the navel candle, which actually has a filter in from this bit down here, and you just gently sit it in the tummy, in the belly button. You don't ram it in at all, you just gently sit it there, and this bit is lit, so you draw down the flame, the warmth of it, so the smoke comes down, so you're creating like a vacuum.
Right.
And then the vibration of the smoke and the warmth from it all helps to relieve cramps, constipation, irritable bowel, ladies that have menstrual problems and stuff like that. So it's all about warming up the area and relaxing it all.
Who found out? Who developed this? Is it a Chinese thing?
Yeah, this is, I can't remember, this is like a Malayan type compress ball, but yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head now which ancient civilization devised this now, but they're generally, all of this, the therapies all tend to either come from like Chinese, Indian, Egyptian. They all have though their own take on different subjects, and you know, so that's what forms as part of the navel candling. And
that stays there. I imagine it'll keep falling over.
No, I just hold it. So so the abdominal area is covered with towels, so it's just literally the belly button that's exposed. So I just hold that, and then it burns down to just about here. Yeah. And then I get rid of it. Right. So it's just again the warmth and the circulation.
Fascinating.
Yes, and it has essential oils in here, so it's all going back down into essential oils, because essential oils have a multitude of benefits for your body, and because we're working with the skin, as well. I mean, obviously you're inhaling the smells as well, which is great. So you're inhaling the smells.
Because we like smells, don't we?
Do,
and we dislike some smells, but we like others, don't we? So we can walk in somewhere and think, oh, this is lovely in here.
Absolutely, and that will be.
And that's doing something to you.
That's doing something to you, yes. So essential oils you can inhale them and have all different things. You know, help with aches and pains. It can help with mental health issues, anxiety, lots and lots and lots.
Right.
But going through onto the skin area, it gets absorbed into the bloodstream, so that gets absorbed into the areas that it's needed quite quickly. And some essential oils will be absorbed into the skin faster than others. So if you have essential oils put into your skin, it's best to leave it on for as long as possible to allow that to happen. But obviously if you're going out and about and you've got oil on your skin and it's a sunny day, or you know,
it doesn't last long.
Well, you'd burn. So
you'd burn.
You'd burn. And some of the essential oils make your skin light sensitive as well. So you have to be careful because you're going to be getting burnt. That as well.
Right. So you mentioned mental health, which is something we hear every day of the week, isn't it, these days? I don't quite know why now, but we have a sort of an endemic sort of situation, don't we? But what you're talking about is it's all mental health, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
So why do we have a big mental health problem?
I think it's about. There's several different factors. So I think is the fact that we're more aware. And it's talked about more often, it's more out in the open, so people are not suffering in an isolated situation. So I think that's one thing. It's very prevalent in the news because we're learning more about it.
So we're diagnosing more.
Yeah, I think so.
And we're naming conditions more, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't always think it's about labelling. I think it has, you know, obviously things do get labelled, but it's about allowing the person to have the right treatment for them.
Yeah.
So if you've been diagnosed with something, then that might open a door to you get treatment that needs to help you, whether that's medication or whether that's something that's more complementary, like what I do and lots of other people do.
Right. Okay. You also work for the NHS, don't you?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. As a local secretary.
Yes, I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You don't mind talking about that?
No.
No. And how does that fit in with the disciplines that the NHS has? They're complementary.
My complementary therapies?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, my therapies that I do will never replace anything that the NHS does. Okay.
Right.
It works alongside what the NHS does. So you know, for anyone that's seen a complementary therapist, if they're taking medications, they should not stop them.
Right.
Okay. That's the one thing I will say is, you know, myself, I would not tell you to stop taking medication because I feel that I can treat. That's not what I'm about, and it shouldn't be what any therapists are about. If you're having medications or you've got, and in fact I've had several ladies come into me that have issues, and I said to them, I'm not going to treat you because you need to be assessed by a doctor first. Yeah. Because if I feel that they've got ongoing issues, and they might already be on that pathway, they may be waiting for having a scan, for example, or something like that, then I won't treat them until I know that it's safe for that person to treat them.
Right, okay. So yours is sort of a top-up, as it were.
Absolutely, yeah. I would say it's you carry on down the route that your GP gives you, your consultant at the hospital gives you, you carry on down that route, and with permissions from your GP, and because there are some therapies, some situations, some medical situations that you cannot treat people.
Right.
Okay, it's a big no-no. Every single therapy will have contraindications. It basically just means you cannot treat them if they suffer with X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So there are definite no-nos for certain things.
Right. So if someone's not taking some tablets they should be asking for, or the doctor should be prescribing. Yeah. I read something very recently. I think it was last week. I don't know where it was. I read it, but it said. Medicine is what you take while your body heals itself. Have you heard of that?
I haven't heard of it, but that sounds, you know...
Because the body does a lot by itself,
absolutely does a lot by itself. But the medicine is there if it needs an extra help.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. So, proportion of your patients who are female and proportion who are male, what's the proportion?
I only treat ladies.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I only treat ladies.
Oh, right, so that's your brief?
That's my,
your remit, as it were.
That's my remit, yes.
Right. Why is that?
Because it's to keep me safe. because where I work alone.
Yeah.
So where I work I'm completely alone. So it's just to keep me safe. And I'm not saying that there's any dodgy men.
No, I understand that.
You know.
I understand totally.
Yeah.
So will there be male versions of you doing?
Absolutely, yeah.
So men have the same treatment. There's no reason why a man can't have that in his name.
No, not at all.
There's not.
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
But men need it more than women, don't they?
I think it's possibly. I wouldn't like to say yes or no. I think everybody needs it. So but there's no reason why men can't have any of the treatments. And I have had men approach me, and I've had to say that unfortunately I don't, but I do know people that do treat men. So
I understand.
Yeah, and I pass their information on. Yeah. So there is people that do treat men. It's just myself personally, I don't.
Julie, you sound really passionate about this. You are passionate,
yeah,
aren't you?
Absolutely.
So you enjoy this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Where did that come from? You started off as a nurse, didn't you?
No, I started off as a therapist.
So did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right. What you did a university or college course?
I did courses 20 odd years ago. Did Swedish massage, reflexology, Indian head, aromatherapy, basic sports injuries about 20 years ago. Right. And I was just doing friends and family at the time, and I wanted to go into nursing, but the situation at that time wasn't right for me, with work and finances and everything. So I did the complementary therapy because I was then almost, getting my fix, if you like, of being able to help people. And then it got to the point where I just thought, you know what, I love this, but I really want to go and learn more about the body and how I can help people.
Did you? So vocational, wasn't it, with you?
Yeah, so then I went in and got a job at Brimfield Hospital, just working as as an assistant, and then got qualifications, and then did my nurse training. So I worked my way through the situations there, and I gave up work. Well, I still do bank shifts at Brimfield from time to time, but I'm now more local. But I think with the NHS, I was already starting to think that I wanted to get back into doing therapies because I felt that I could do more help for people outside of the restrictions that I'm under working in a hospital.
Right.
And they have to have restrictions in place, obviously, to keep everybody safe, patients and staff. And I felt that I could. Where I was working, you only saw people for a very short amount of time, and I wanted to be able to build up a rapport with people so that I could better understand them, so that I could help them more. And obviously, working as a nurse, that time wasn't available because of the nature of the beast, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I started looking back at therapies, and then COVID come along. We all know what happened with that. And then we moved down to here shortly after, and it sort of snowballed. My passion was for helping people grew even more, and I started doing more, learning more stuff, and have a wider remit of.
So there's always something more to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Did COVID really upset everything? I mean, mentally, I've known people who were really affected by it.
Yes, yeah.
And I wasn't really. I had COVID. We've all had it sometime.
Yes, yeah.
But early on, I knew people who really affected mentally by it.
Yes, absolutely.
Without having it.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you find that?
As a nurse, absolutely. I mean, I was lucky. I wasn't working in the wards at that time. I've never been a ward nurse. I've always worked in units, so in theatres or laser therapies, main outpatients. Worked predominantly when COVID hit. I was working in main outpatients, and I was working with the dermatology team, so working in skin cancer clinics and skin cancer minor surgeries. And so I wasn't working at the cold face, so to speak, but I knew people that were. So so I was hearing all sorts of stories that was not nice, factual stories, not gossip. And I think a few things hit home. I've got young grandchildren. I had a family member that was had not long been diagnosed with a cancer, and you hear different stories about how COVID's affecting that. And I think I had a little blip, if you like, as well. And I wasn't working on the wards.
No.
And mental health does creep up on you sometimes, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I had just had a moment of anxiety because of the situation that I was in, and as soon as I took myself away from that, I was fine. I had a week off work and I was fine. It was just that moment of being inundated with all the stories, seeing people and hearing people's distress, hearing people, there was.
But you're just naturally a very caring person, so that would affect you more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it did. You hear members of staff being very, very ill and passing away. It's just horrendous for everybody. Absolutely.
It was.
But I think from that, I think if you try and look at the positivities from that, I think it's made more people self-aware.
Yeah, probably.
I think they've made them more aware of what they need to keep themselves well, and I think that as a lot of people have come to me, or people that I've met out and about chatting, have all sort of said that was like an eye-opener for them, about how they need to keep themselves healthy, because people get complacent. I get complacent. You do get complacent because life overtakes sometimes, and I think you have to sort of take it back to looking after yourself, and and I think that because I only treat ladies, the ladies are either parents, they're mothers or they're carers for elderly relatives, so they tend to look after themselves last. And I think with COVID, I think that sort of just highlighted the fact that they also need to look after themselves, because if they don't look after themselves, who is then going to be around to help with the children, to help with the elderly relatives and so on?
But we're not good at that in our society, are we?
No, we're not.
No. I listened to a report on the radio this morning about the Japanese who just have this extended family thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we don't do it anymore, do we?
No, we don't.
No, very strange. Is this all you bought around?
No, I bought some other things. I have. I'm very much at the moment getting into crystals. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but my ladies come for a treatment. If they're not having a treatment on their face, they can use this.
Wow. That goes over your eyes?
That just goes over the eyes.
So you're lying down?
Yeah.
And it's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's natural stone. It's rose quartz.
It's got a smell to it. Is it supposed to have a smell?
It's not have a smell. That's just where I've
just
cleaned
the environment
it.
I've
just cleaned it. So it's the smell that I use essential oils to clean it as well.
Beautiful.
So it's all natural, and that helps. Rose quartz is great for self-love, self-compassion, self-healing. Very great stone to have. It's very cooling. It's naturally cold, as you felt.
It is. So you put it on your eyes. You're lying down.
Absolutely.
So what does it do?
Well, when you have stones with them, the energies from the stones can help your well-being.
Yeah.
So some can help mental well-being, some can help with physical well-being. I'm not quite sure how they work, I'm going to be totally honest, but they do.
But you see results?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do?
Yeah, the ladies that have used this, I've had several ladies that have now purchased their own to have at home. Yeah, so they love it in the treatment room, and then they have that to take. They buy one to take home as well.
So if you have a session with one of your ladies, I mean maybe an hour or so?
It depends what they're coming from. The shortest treatment is 30 minutes, and then some can, an hour. Some ladies like to have a couple of treatments, so they'll have maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours treatment back to back. So it depends.
And when they've finished, do you see visibly results?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Depends on the treatment. Sometimes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
if I'm doing lymph drainage massage, if the ladies that will come and their legs are swollen, for example, through several different reasons. And I do the treatment on them, and I do like a before, with their consent, I do a before and after photograph, so then you can put them side by side. So you do actually see, I can't see it when I'm working on them, because obviously, you don't see it until you see the pictures. And you can actually see the difference between someone's foot, leg, and if they have a facial treatment, they can see the difference before and after.
Brilliant.
With that.
Brilliant.
And talking about the facial treatments, I've got a new treatment that I've just learned, and it's called Mianjui, and it incorporates facial reflexology, facial massage, lymph drainage to the face, and crystal gua sha. So this is a jade gua sha tool. So you'd be using that on your face to help put the lift things back up again, make the contours. So I use different crystals. Absolutely, I use different crystals to suit the person's needs.
We should show you people. This is and this stone. This is jade.
That's jade, and this one is amethyst. So they have their own properties. Right. So when the ladies come, I give them some information to have a read of. Yeah. And they get to choose the tools that I use that they think that's going to.
So this will do something different to what that does. Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And they will. You could come one day and be feeling really anxious, for example, for whatever reason is going on in your life, so you would choose a stone that will be beneficial to them. And then if they came a week later or a fortnight, a month later, whatever, the circumstances would have changed, so they'd possibly use a different stone to help them benefit. So that's a new one there.
But people also have an effect on us, don't they?
We do, yes.
One person can make us feel stressed.
Absolutely.
See, you're ever so easy to talk to, aren't you?
Well, I hope so.
So no, you are. You're really easy. So I would think, without any of this, you tend to make me feel relaxed anyway.
Oh, that's
although
nice.
You don't deal with men, but but that plays a part, presumably.
Yeah, I like to think that people feel that they can relate when and I give them the opportunity to say, about things as well. And I think that's again from helping ladies. That sort of. Went into taking it a bit further, because during the consultation process I was noticing that a lot of ladies were having different symptoms in their body because they were hitting their perimenopause and menopausal time, and that's a huge thing at the moment. That's something again we were talking about being more spoken about, so it's everywhere at the moment. And people are becoming more aware of that, and because on the back of that I was recommending people to listen to podcasts, but I didn't know where I could send them to get a one-to-one treatment plan.
Watch this podcast.
They can. But that led on to me to learning about menopause coaching. Yeah. So I'm now a menopause lifestyle practitioner. Oh, so I've set up a group in Mayland once a month in Mayland for ladies that feel that they want to learn more about the menopause, or feel that they are perimenopause or even postmenopause. It doesn't matter. And in that group we have a different topic every month. And we talk a little bit about what's happening within their body, why they're suffering with joint pain or anxiety or what have you. And then I give them some lifestyle advice on how they can help themselves. And as I said to you earlier, there's always, with the therapy, the hormone replacement therapies, there's always a place for that. And what I offer will be complementary
in addition to that,
to that as well.
You do lovely. I mean, we need people like you in society, because you're everything you're doing is for the good of others, isn't it? It's really.
I'm very passionate about helping people.
I know you can tell that. Yes, look, this isn't an advertising channel.
No.
But I don't think it would be wrong for me to maybe contact details. If we get, do you mind if we do that?
No, I don't mind at all.
I did have a card of yours.
I've got one here.
Oh, you have? Right.
Yeah, there's one. It's the same. It's the same.
Well, if I give you your phone number?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
If anyone wants to contact Julie, I think maybe, as she says, you all do. You all need to. Ladies only. 07951 899 537. Julie, really interesting. Yeah. I'm going to move on to the final part of our little conversation. Yes. And that is that, back to stone, if you were to have a magic wand and you could wave it over stone and change something for the better, would you want that?
I love stone as it is. I do love stone, and it's a very it's a fine line to get into making changes and not draw people into our little gem of a place. Yeah. So I feel that it's very. I would like some better infrastructure for the area, for the people that live here. Yeah. I like the fact that we have a little community where everyone knows each other, and I don't want to bring hordes of people to our little sanctuary here. No. But we do need some better infrastructure here. All the stuff that's been talked about in your previous podcast, I would second all of those.
You would?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we need to have better services for the people that live here, for sure. And I know I've heard some rumours that some of the things are in place, and obviously we've got a new, one of the pubs has opened up, and that sounds amazing.
Great, I know, yeah, delighted with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's boost the community's morale, I think.
Yeah.
If you have these things coming into the area, for the people that live here, I think that we would boost the morale a little bit, because sometimes it's disheartening, you know, in certain places where you want to just nip out and do something or get something, and you can't. You've got to drive away. But I suppose that's where we live. Is that, you know, that's the price we pay for being in our little area.
Yes. Well, let's hope our podcast is suitably influential, and it might result in something. Julie, I think that's the end of our conversation for now. Thanks ever so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Really
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. And thank you all for watching. Lovely to be with you all again. I feel I'm sort of with you when I do these. And you can come back and see us in a month's time. But don't forget, if you have anybody or yourself you think you might make an interesting guest, please get in touch and we can chat it over. That's all from us today. Thank you. See you next month. Bye bye.
Bye bye.